Okay, so let's go ahead and teleport over here. That's right. We were going to go ahead and... I think we were going to go ahead and do this blue quest first for the aether current. Let me see. Let me double check that that's an aether current. Let's see. I believe that's an aether current quest. You and Aluris? Yes, it is. Let's go ahead and start off with that. These actually do usually, from what I remember, it's been a bit since we did one of these. They actually do lead into, at least in Garlemald, they led into quest lines that continued on, but they were only regular side quests. But let's go ahead and do this. So you and Aluris. At Hippopotamus's side is a familiar creature. My, what a familiar essence you have. Like that of a familiar. If you're familiar with the concept, how funny. Got a bit of a joker here. Oh, just my little joke. Brilliant, was it? I'm Hippopotamus. Mew mew. Yes, yes, we're getting to that. Brilliant, say hello to our familiar friend here. She's an Aluris. The Aluri are one of the newest creations, highly attuned to the abnormalities in their environment. At the first sight of danger, they sound the alarm, by which I mean mewl loudly. Though we do our best to observe all our creations, Elpis is simply too large to maintain a constant vigil over each and every temperamental species. A more efficient means of detecting conflict between creatures was in order. Thus, I've taken the Aluris under my wing to further develop her capabilities in this area, and she does enjoy our little walks. This evening, we are testing her ability to pinpoint sites of conflict. Would you like to observe? Oops, I clicked twice, I think. Simply tell her that her task is begun, and she'll do her utmost to locate disruptive creatures. Please do subdue unruly subjects once you've found them. We can't have beasts running amok. Okay. Sounds good to me. Mew mew! Follow the Aluris and try not to fall behind. Oh, trust me, I won't be falling behind. Am I supposed to know what I've seen this creature before? Because it said familiar in the description, but I think that was just supposed to be an extension of the pun. So I don't recognize it from any dungeons. Or I could just be completely mistaken and are completely forgetting something obvious. It's very likely. Aluris alerts you to two nearby creatures that are facing one another and looks at you expectantly. Oh, okay, fine, I'll go kill them. Oops, I gotta remember how to play this game. That's not the right button. Okay. Oh, is that all? Is that really all we needed to do? Okay, sounds good to me. Okay, Hippopotamus, we took care of it. She seems quite content, but in the name of science, what were the results? I killed them all. As expected. Well done, little one. Magnificent creatures, the both of you. It's a shame we cannot give you a pair of tiny wings and a bell too, but that's against protocol, I'm afraid. The Aluri are enchanted with theirs at birth, so they are able to acclimate properly. I'm certain you have your own unique potential to rise to, however. In fact, why not join us for another phase of testing? No thanks, I got my aether current. Alright then, let's head over to Hermes and the rest of the gang and check out what's gonna happen next. I suspect nothing good. you able to get some rest? Please, do not hesitate to let us know if you are feeling tired. I worry we might exhaust our scarce reserves of ether. The prodigal familiar returns, and after causing all manner of trouble while we were in our meeting, I'm sure. I'm glad Hermes saw the flowers. Thank you, Brilliant. It will help, I hope. The day will be difficult for him. Verdict and execution. Hermes appears solemn and sorrowful. An all too brief interlude, perhaps, but it is time I attend to my task. As Emet-selch and Hythlodaeus are aware, we reached a verdict regarding the fate of the Lycaones. 7 were created for observation, and all 7 must be unmade. Doros has followed the correct protocols, and, as chief overseer, I can find no fault in his judgment. The Lycaones would disrupt the natural order, ravaging and consuming other species until they themselves starve and perish. They cannot be released into the wild, and they cannot be allowed to remain here in Elpis. I intend to petition the Bureau of the Architect to have the concept preserved as a restricted purpose hazardous life form. Hythlodaeus has pledged to support me in this endeavor. Yet, whatever the Bureau decides, the existing Lycaones have served their purpose. Doros has already isolated the creatures and is preparing to carry out the necessary measures. I will join him forthwith. It is my duty to witness the conclusion to this study. If you are resolved, then we have but to accompany you. Of course. Let us be off then. We return to the main aisle. Alright then, let's head on back. Obviously, Hermes isn't too happy about this, because most of the Almoratines see the unmaking as just a simple, like, okay, it was undone, we can just make it again. But to Hermes, this is death. It's not just unmaking something, it's like the end of something. Let's see, just at the end of the bridge here, right? Yep, there they are. Yep, Doros probably put in a lot of work to get them. Would have been cool if these were one of the bosses in Unidir. Doros, are you hurt? What happened here? They caught me off guard. I had them bound with ethereal shackles, but they became frenzied, even more so than usual, and broke free. I was able to stop 4, the other 3 escaped. I see them. 2 have taken to the air above, the 12 Wonders. Above the 12 Wonders, that's a place. The last is up ahead, lurking in the fields. You and Brilliant handle that one. The pair in the sky you can leave to me. Is this how it must be? Then so be it. I will render assistance to emet-selch, unneeded though it is. Metion, you are to stay here with Doros. But Hermes! The Lycaones must be reverted. I will spare you their pain and mine. Yeah, 'cause she just feel all of it. This is my burden, not yours. But if you're intent on helping, then please, follow my lead. Oh, let's head on over there. Yeah, we don't really want Metion there, because she's already being affected by Hermes's pain, and like just having her there while he has to unmake a creature would not be ideal. I appreciate your help, and lament that it is necessary. There it is, our quarry. Within striking distance at the presence. Oh, there he is. But if it feels threatened, it may well flee beyond our reach. Well, I'm a dragoon, I can just fly up there. Here's my plan. You will approach slowly in full view and draw the Lycon's attention. Now, I warn you, its abilities are as fiery as its temperament. Once it spots you, it will unleash orbs of flame. But fear not. By my measure, you are more than equal to the task. Withstand the onslaught for a few brief moments, and that will give me the time to catch it unawares. Ready? Then let us begin. Okay. Hey, you big dumb bread thing. I'm right here. Yeah, I'd say I'm up to the task. There we go. Taking a bit more damage than I would be expecting, but doesn't really matter that much. Just recover a bit of HP with the bloodbath. Okay, there we go. So Hermes, you gonna do something? Not quite yet. Stand your ground a little longer. Hermes? I may be the warrior of light, but I'm still a normal human. For the most part.
Now.
That's interesting stat. I forget what it's called. What it looks like the twin snakes thing. Yeah. For doctors.
Oh. Forgive me. Please, forgive me. May you and your kin find peace. Wherever your souls may drift in the underworld, may you find tranquil seas. Be not forgotten. In concept endure, to reclaim form and one day live again. Serve not the star, or any purpose save your own. Live again, if that be your desire. Hate, if that be your want. We are worthy, but leave your suffering behind. Lay down your burdens, be born anew. Fly high, fly free.
Join the convocation, Hermes. You do not belong here.
Kind of feel like he does
to replace another. To be replaced. It changes nothing. Tell me, do you think it right that we sacrifice all these lives for the sake of the star?
Yes,
and when
he
the star
does.
has reached perfection, what then? If all who are satisfied choose to die, shall we all die in satisfaction? do not know. Were I to take up the seat of Van Daniel, it would be tantamount to approving my predecessor's death. I do not know if it is right. And to be torn by such thoughts, I do not know if I am fit to represent mankind.
Hermes! Please don't be angry. It hurts so.
Forgive me. If you would still consider me in spite of everything, I beg some time to gather my thoughts. Meanwhile, Hythlodaeus, I fear I must trouble you to attend to the others.
'Tis no trouble at all. Take as long as you require.
And you, my friend, I pray you find that which you seek.
Do you find Meteon's voice to be a little annoying?
We have some few matters to discuss. Shall we return to the 12 Wonders for a time?
Aye.
So, if he's supposed to be taking the seat of Van Daniel. Yeah, no, I'm not going to speculate about anything yet. It has been quite an exciting visit for you thus far. Oh, you weren't injured, were you? Good, good. The Lycanes have been taken care of. The incident is resolved, and life in Elpis continues as normal, or ends, as the case may be. Rationally speaking, I understand Hermes' argument. No matter how well deserved the rest, there is a pang of sadness when a colleague leaves us. Yet never has a departure caused me such grief as Hermes appears to feel. What must it be like to experience such torment? Oh, Emmett. Emmett, you'll understand. You'll understand. I decline this. You'll understand, Emmett. I don't know what answers he's searching for, or if it's within our power to give it, but I believe he would make a fine Van Daniel, and that if he rejects us out of hand, we will all be lesser for it. Travelers at the crossroads. Hythlodaeus wishes to discuss plans for the remainder of your visit. Where to now? If there is anywhere you would like to visit before we leave, I should be glad to show you the way. Hermes has not yet outright refused his position with the convocation, merely postponed his decision. As such, I may as well resume my assessment. If we cannot accompany him, then I will content myself with questioning his colleagues. Ever the pragmatist, then allow me to remain your humble guide. And what of you, Brillian? Will you continue along with us? I mean, we still gotta meet Vanaw, so... yeah, let's continue. Wonderful. Our fellowship travels are unbroken. I say we explore another part of Elpis, and see what new encounters there are to be had. If you would follow me, we will first head back towards Agnoris. Sounds good to me. Let's see, where are we going? Okay, yeah, I should just run over there. I was wondering if I should teleport to the Aetherite or not, but I think I'll just run on over. Elpis still looks really, really beautiful. And honestly, it gives me some Labyrinthos vibes, which I think is intentional, and we'll find that out later, but for now, because we still gotta go back there. But for now, we're in Elpis, not Labyrinthos. It's kind of similar in function if you think about it. So this is the place that they put all of the concepts that they're testing out. And that they're... not that they're housing, but in Labyrinthos, that's where they put their specimens and stuff, right? It was something like that. Okay, boys. Didn't we part ways with Hermes not far from here? Given the size of Elpis, I expect our paths will cross again before long. From here, we follow the path northward to Notonus. There we will find the noose, which facilitates travel between the islands of Elpis. First-time travelers must be accompanied by someone with the requisite permission, which I have previously been granted. We only use the device together once, and henceforth you will have to leave to use it freely. Shall we? Okay, let's see. Are we gonna come back over here? Because if we're not gonna come back over here, then I want to go ahead and do this quest first. Yeah, let's just go do it. Because I think the other quests... yeah, the other quests aren't in near the other Aether Current quests aren't over here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this right now. And I believe we got all the ones on all the Aether Currents around here. Northwest, yeah, okay. So we already got all the ones in these first islands. And then there's 4 on the next island. See, this one's called the Touring Agnoris. I don't care if I'm pronouncing that wrong, it's gonna be Agnoris. Touring Angoris. Gnoris. Sure. Socles regards you with pointed interest. Welcome, friend, to Agnoris. I am Socles, and I manage this region under the authority of Chief Hermes, the head of overseer of Elpis. And you are... oh, how unusual. A soul-bearing familiar. A familiar must have a mission, and yet you offer no message and carry no cargo. Are you perhaps here for the purpose of observation? Yes, that must be it. In which case, you need only mention my name to Carmion, and she will gladly give you a tour of our domain. Soak it all in. Okay, sounds good to me. I mean, we are just kind of here to look around. Okay, Carmion. You show me the place? Yes? Ahem. Yes, what can I do for you? Brilliant, is it? And Overseer Socles wishes me to act as your guide? Oh. Oh, no. I didn't mean it like that. I would be more than happy to show you around. I'm simply wondering why the Overseer chose to send you to me, of all people. I haven't been here long myself, truth be told. Until quite recently, I was wholly engaged in a prolonged research project at Academia Uneater. Surely there is other more experienced individuals who could provide a more comprehensive... This grumbling is hardly constructive now, is it? The task was given to me, and I will attempt to cover the most salient features of our facilities to the best of my abilities. After all, it is not every day that one is asked to indulge the curiosity of such a rare and fascinating visitor. We can commence the tour this very moment, if you like. Sure, let's go. Then let us begin. You know, rather than have me lecture you as we walk along, I think observing firsthand what we do here in Agnoris would provide more beneficial. I will point you in the right direction, and you can question my colleagues to your heart's content. Once you've completed a circuit, we can return and speak to Overseer Socles. Carmion's not accompanying you. Yeah. Endwalker following mechanics. Okay, let's head over to this one first. Okay, Nikias. What have we got here? Carmion. Oh, and who is your friend? Asim's familiar. Why, you appear so astute and deliberate in your thinking. I should very much like to make an extended study of your composition and consciousness. No. Oh, do forgive my forwardness. It is my duty to chart the behaviors of familiars, and I find it ever so diverting. Arcane servants are rarely permitted to roam the world at will, you see, but our research here is given special dispensation. Dispensation, sure. Once the subjects are properly registered as concepts, of course. There are times when familiars are tasked with tending cattle, or must otherwise coexist with other living beings. Such projects are brought to me, and I am responsible for observing and evaluating their potential compatibilities. Oh, but of course, if Azim might grant us permission, then you could abide here for a few years while I analyze. And on that note, we really must be moving along. Step lively, Brilliant. Yes, I think this is a good time to leave. Let's see, this one is Pyramanos. Who do we have here? A familiar of some kind, judging by your ethereal structure. Yes, I'm accompanying Brilliant here on tour around Agnoris, at the behest of the Overseer. A tour? Feel free to wander as you please, of course, but I advise keeping your distance from the large creatures. The fauna I have under observation occupy the top tier of the food chain, and do not take kindly to intruders in their territory, especially the specimens found on the other islands. They can be exceedingly hostile. While I am sure you are quite capable of defending yourself, no one appreciates a surprise tusk through the abdomen, eh? True. Thank you for the warning. We will proceed with due caution. Yes, we shall. Let's see, next one's over here. There he is. Blaster. Yes, I know there's no R. I'm gonna call him Blaster. Carmion, was there something? The Overseer that asked that I give this familiar a tour of the grounds, and I thought the best way to do it was to show her what we do here firsthand. I see. Well, as my work is rather difficult to demonstrate, I hope a brief explanation will suffice. Our creations are many and varied, but I mainly preside over the plant life. When it comes to watching certain grasses grow, one must prepare to observe over the course of several years, and in the case of trees, sometimes decades. Tedious, perhaps, yet necessary. Plants are capable of altering an entire habitat, and their presence as a food source has an enormous influence over the local wildlife. Was that sort of thing you wished to know? Yes, that's perfect, thank you. I think we have covered the main ideas of interest. All that is left now is to speak to Overseer Sockles. Alright, let's head back to Sockles. And then we'll be done with this Aether Current quest. Oh, let me make sure not to auto-advance this. Ah, I see you've completed your tour. Almost. We spoke with those in charge of the various facets of Agnoris, but I thought it would be fitting to end this with a visit where it began, with you, Overseer Sockles. I see. What is your impression of the work we do here? It attracts some interesting people. It requires equal level of passion and patience. I'm glad we could help further your worldly education. And I'm glad to see you enjoyed the experience. At least, I hope you did. You truly are a masterpiece of creation. Only a soul-bearing familiar could demonstrate such robust cognitive and cogitative faculties. Were you perhaps designed to inspire others? I feel something special has been woven into your aura. Well, I mean, I don't think she's too far off. You have an intriguing presence, to say the least. Please, stay a while and share more of your thoughts with us. Yes, I second this invitation. In all the long years I've resided here, never have I encountered such a unique entity, and one of Azim's, no less. Oh, that's another aether current. I think there's 3 more quest aether currents, which includes the MSQ one. But we'll go in, we haven't unlocked those yet, so let's head on over to the, I forget what Hythlodeus called it, but it's the thing that traveled between islands. Ah, okay. Unless the need is pressing, I won't be tracking Hermes with my ethereal sight. 'Tis poor manners to spy on someone's comings and goings in such a fashion, so don't ask. Social conventions notwithstanding, perceiving ether requires deliberate and intense concentration, and we otherwise keep our eyes on our corporeal world. Here we are, Noto Neus. This Neus will take us to Kilomilios Zephyros, the western island. That's it right there, looming large over us. Step this way and we can soon admire the view from above.
I present to you Kilomilios Zephyros. Here you will find a number of testing facilities, as well as the observation hub of Poiton Oikos. Right then. Let's begin by...
Runaway springing.
An Arrayus. How delightful.
And what, pray tell, is that?
The voice works so well.
Ah, that's a new species of shark. We approved the concept but a few days ago. Sharks are among the most popular sea creatures. Rare is the day when someone does not submit a new concept. At first, they were largely orthodox, consideration given to such things as size and environmental impact, and then a whimsical someone thought to bestow it with flight, another superior intelligence. And then the floodgates burst. Concepts with multiple heads, or arms and legs, and so on and so forth. It was getting absurd. A part of me wanted to tell them to go away and find something else to create, but in the end I couldn't deny their passion. And here we are.
Who dis? Oh. White robes.
That was too close. Are you unharmed? Well now, if it isn't a pair of familiar faces.
Familiar woman.
Banar, that we should meet you here.
Emet.
As I mentioned earlier, the better part of the convocation holds that when we retire is when we return to the star. Well, she is not among said majority. Even after stepping down, she carries on with her work. Vanar is her name, and she is the previous Azem.
It has been a while, Hythlodeus. You look well. Less so, emet-selch. I dare say the lines upon your brow have both deepened and doubled in number. A shame for one so young. You must make an effort to frown less often.
Easier said than done, thanks to your unruly successor.
is she, if I may ask?
Incorrigible as ever. Rushed headlong into a volcano on the brink of eruption just the other day. I should be glad to share the tale in its entirety later, if you're so inclined.
Oh, you know I am. Now then, you are? I say, have you perchance come from the future?
Excuse me, what? How does she just know this?
I do not believe we have ever met, yet I sense my magic upon you. Therefore, if I wove the enchantment, I could only have done so at a later point in time.
What manner of magic is this, if I may ask?
A traveler's ward, of course. It prevents the corruption of one's ether.
That sounds rather like the Blessing of Light. Does it protect you from enthrallment by primals, by any chance? Neither of these feel right. To protect you from enthrallment of primals by any chance sounds rather like Blessing of Light. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it's a Blessing of Light. I don't like either of those options.
I see you are not ignorant to its presence. And while there are many protective spells, the one you bear is unmistakably mine.
Hold on. From the future? That's absurd.
What is it? Are you unable to speak of the matter?
The reality to which you must return exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present.
Except that's exactly what Graha did, but you know.
So, your actions here will not change your history, but they may yet affect the course of ours. How very exciting. I'm quite fond of delving into the unknown, and there's naught more unknown than the future. Until a moment finally arrives, we cannot know for certain what will come to pass, regardless of our supposed foreknowledge, so you needn't worry for us. More importantly, that you should go to such great lengths as to travel unto the past bespeaks the gravity of your quest. Will you not reveal it to us? Mayhap we can be of aid to your cause.
If this is true, then you've been keeping quite the secret to yourself.
Emmett, please.
As a representative of the Convocation, I will hear it all. Your identity, purpose, everything.
You mean even how I killed you?
Why don't we move to a place more conducive to calm conversation? I've been working here for some days now at an old friend's behest.
Old
If it
friend?
is agreeable, we may make use of my accommodation at Poiton Oikos. We were meant to meet. I am certain of it. else I wouldn't have marked you so clearly and sent you unto myself in the past. It's precisely the sort of mischief I would get up to, and quite inspired, if I do say so myself.
Well, this is interesting. It'd be so easy to mess up time travel, but I feel like this is handling it pretty good. Can't wait to tell Emmett about how we kill him in the future. And here I thought you were a harmless stray familiar. As far as I'm concerned, this nebulous talk of the future this and changing history that can wait. First, I must find out exactly who you are and what you'd hope to achieve. The future, our future, I'm deathly curious to hear more. No hypothesis. My apologies, but before we move along, a colleague has tasked me with a matter which I'd rather not leave unresolved. It involves finding a certain concept engraved crystal and a quick-fingered Aureus, which made off with it. Oh, okay. Saw it. An Aureus, you say? I think we might have seen the culprit before, being distracted by that business with the shark. Would you like us to follow its ethereal trail? That would, of course, lead us only to the Aureus. There is no guarantee that it has dropped or stashed away the crystal you seek. Please, even that much would be enormously helpful. While you are hunting down the thief, I can follow behind and scour the forest floor just in case. Could I ask you to join the search? I would appreciate another pair of eyes to cover the land to the west of here. Many thanks. There is a small bridge leading to Porian Okius. Let us meet up there once we've exhausted our efforts.